Okay, I think we can continue with the presentations. So who is up next?
Doa'a.
Doa'a.
Hello. Okay. Just a minute. Some sound. So, hello. لحظة. Now, I think it's good. Hello, everyone. My name is Doa'a Al-hinty. I'm so happy to share my final project today with you, Recoded Tatreez, a story of thousands of stories. So, can we preserve the rich heritage of traditional clothing while we are using advanced technology to carry its legacy into the future? From this land, from these homes, Palestinian women did not just create clothing, they created identity. Palestinian women, especially in villages, wear traditional dresses called thobes. And each village has its own distinctive hand embroidery, unique to its community and surrounding, nature and animals and so on. And the Palestinian Tatreez was officially recognized and inscribed by UNESCO in 2021. My root go back to a village called Al-Abbasiyya in Java district, one of many that were erased after the Nakba 1948. For years, I've been searching for the original embroidery that carried the identity of my village Thobes, and that's led me to realize that many traditional Thobes were lost during the years of the Nakba and after, as part of an attempt to erase Palestinian identity. And it pushed me to further explore how and why these Thobes disappeared. In unexpected places, many Palestinian Thobes began to appear for sale in auctions, and when looking into their origins, the people who tried to sell these thobes said that it's taken from abandoned Palestinian homes. These thobes often show the marks of time, yet at the same time, they appear unworn, almost preserved. Let's imagine one of these thobes. What might have been what have happened to the woman who once wore it? Maybe her wedding never took place, as the violence reached her village. Or the man she was meant to marry was lost before they could begin their life together. Or she got married but later lost her husband and with him the life she once knew. She told to leave just for a few days and to take nothing with her because she will return back to her home. Or she never made it out when her village was attacked, but the dress remained. All these scenarios in seconds. Now imagine thousands of unworn thobes from hundreds of villages across Palestine. This project did not begin with technology, but from a gap between a heritage preserved by embroidery and tatreez and a hard reality that repeats itself in countless forms. I began with the first phase of my project with research. It's an ocean of information about Palestine, cities, and villages, the events that shaped its history, including occupation, and of course, the embroidery and tatreez, drawing from a wide range of sources, including also making surveys to communicate with the people about the thobes. And it's a process that hasn't really ended, and I believe it will not it will continue. After the phase of experimentation with the 3D embroidery samples, I moved into the second phase of the project. It's a journey of designing, printing, and thobe construction. And I call it journey because each thobe actually took around 150 hours between designing, 3D printing, and sewing. Together, this resulted in a collection of three thobes, along with the headpieces that created through a combination of 3D printing and bioleather, and also a bioleather belt for the asl thobe. The asl thobe, rooted in the land, preserved in memory, revived through technology to endure. The design is entirely inspired by the Tatreez of the Java region. I specifically choose this color, the purple color, because of historical reasons. The coastal cities in Palestine were once among the most important sources of the purple dye extracted from the Morex shells during the Canaanite period. In addition, cochineal, which is still used to produce rich shaded of purple in Palestine today. And the third reason is that there was a distinctive thobe in the lid region known as Thobe al-Karmazot, named after the fabric it was made from, characterized by purple tones. But unfortunately, this thobe is no longer exists today. And here we can see some of the steps of the process of making the asl thobe. The second thobe is shahid thobe. This thobe born from pain and resilience woven in the now. After Nakba, for many years, Palestinian women stopped embroidering and making tatreez as their focus shifted to survival. Even those who carried their thobes with them began wearing them inside out as an expression of grief for what they had lost and for those they had lost. And the Nakba for many is not only a past event, it's an ongoing reality reflected in continued displacement, destruction, and separation that still shapes lives today. This thobe carries more than patterns. It carries a hard reality, motifs inspired by life under occupation, translated into samples, explosions, barbed wires, which separate the villages and cities, restrained hands of Palestinians, and the quiet presence of refugee camps and tents. And also the resistance, which is in the cactus, which carries this meaning. And of course, we can see here also steps of making the shahid thobe. The third thobe is the yaqeen thobe. It's a faith woven in freedom, carrying a joy yet to come. It's unlike the previous thobe. This thobe speaks in color, bright, alive, carrying a quiet belief that joy, freedom, and liberation are coming. Its samples are drawn from life, from Java's orange, from coastal lighthouses, Al-Aqsa motifs, and wheat fields, and watermelons, and even the green almonds, which each one of these symbols a sign of new beginnings for the Palestinian. And also here we can see the steps of preparing the yaqeen thobe. So together with these three thobes, I launched the first collection of this project. It's a collection that tells us the story of thousands of stories in Palestine. And let's now move to watch them come to life in a short film that I prepared before.
يمام ويليا ضرب الخناجر ولا حكم الندل فيا يما ويلي الهوى يما ويليا يما ويلي الهوى يما ويليا ضرب
شمالي لالي يا ويلي للدير شمالي لالي يا ويلي
رفرف يا طير رفرف فوق بلادنا غني يا طير غني فوق أراضينا رفرف يا طير رفرف فوق بلادنا غني يا طير غني فوق أراضينا رفرف يا طير واشرب يا طير من راس النبع العالي واشرب يا طير من راس النبع العالي واحمل يا طير سلامي لاهالينا جينا وجينا.
Well done. That's an amazing project. It was really interesting to see it at the interim section, and then to now see it finished as this whole body of work is just really thrilling. I think you've realized those ideas beautifully. I found the whole storytelling to be really good quality, how you had, you know, even telling us things like how each thobe took 150 hours to make. All those details are really important to sort of include when you're presenting the work. I wrote some things down here, like this is kind of like a perfect Fabricademy project in some ways, you know, in many ways, because you've integrated yourself as the artist and you've grown, but you've brought in history, you've brought in future technology, you've really explored thoroughly and tested lots of ideas. And you know, you're the kind of student, it's the sort of project which fits within this amazing virtual realm and intersectional kind of group. I just love it. I just think it's so fantastic. I thought the individual garments were really well realized in terms of their focus. So you looked back with the first one at heritage and tradition and, you know, actually sort of about preservation and how technology can kind of bring the past into the future and appreciate everything that's gone before. And then the second group, the shattered thobe, that's about bearing witness and that, you know, that's a really hard theme to develop and actually deliver and to make it work in a garment. You know, I really, really appreciate the level of thought and detail that you've put into these stories. And then the final one, the future, the hope, you know, it's really joyful and your design work sort of like you've managed to express all of that through your design decision making. So the color, the way in which you've done the embroidery, the combination of hand with the machine, 3D printed embroidery. So really fantastic. 2 or 3 more things and then I'll finish. Reach out to people now with this project. The V&A, the Victoria and Albert Museum in Dundee, it's still on at the moment, but it's an exhibition of Palestinian textiles. And I'm sure the curators would love to hear from you and for you to show them your project. So try to find opportunities to show people your work, because I think that there are commissions, residencies, art projects where you could develop this further. And I think you really should try to. I think that you've also done a piece of design research which could go a lot further, whether that's like a PhD for yourself or just making a commercial collection. When I say just, I know exactly how hard that is, but you know, I think you've got to really show this work now as much as you can and try to find ways to take it forward, because I think it's a really good project. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Becky. Thank you.
Congratulations, Doa'a. Let's move forward because we are a little bit late. And who is next?
It's Diana.